modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo! Yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. Stay fresh, y'all. It is Wednesday, and it's time for Ranting, Raving with me and my co-host, Miss Carla Nicole Willis. What you talking about, Willis?
You already know. You guys love to start. You love to start. I'm great. How are you tonight?
I'm excellent. Guess got my water situated. We got Tennessee hot chicken in the house. We got Delise Smith in the house and Chris Mayfield in the house. Hey, we live. I appreciate you, my sisters and brothers and sisters. And then we got sound check with Miss Delise. Today has been a beautiful day. I've had, I don't want to call it an epiphany, just a re-realization of just how happy we can choose to be with our life. Today I was at the gym, and I'm a more of a yoga person, calisthenic person, jogger. I love to jog, but I'm getting into weightlifting now. And as I was lifting weights, I was in there and I was saying, man, I hate this shit. You know, when I was in college, I had to lift weights a lot, but I was saying to myself, man, I hate this shit. This is a familiar feeling of why I hate this shit. And I realized it's not that I hate lifting weights. It's my brain be so impatient with having to do something.
Oh, perfect.
Are you good? My brain be so impatient with having to do a certain amount of time. Even when I'm jogging, as much as I love to jog, I'm like, okay, I give you an hour. After an hour and 10 minutes, I'm like, I just been out here too long. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we do this show, an hour go by so fast because it feels so fun and we laughing and we cutting up. You know, we got a serious topic, but we cutting up, having a good time. So an hour go by fast. But it takes a long time for an hour to go by when you just curling weights and waiting on the next set. And I realized as I was lifting weights, I was like, damn, I remember why I ain't never liked this shit. And then some said to me, well, you can like it now. And I was like saying to myself, like, what? It was like, look at you. You got the time to be in the gym. The gym was empty. It was a lot of people, not a lot of people in there. And I was like, who has the opportunity to go lift weights or do what they want to do during the day? Most people have to wait till they get off work. You know what I'm saying? To do stuff like that. Like, I work at night. I'm blessed. I got a good paying job. It's easy. I was like, man, let me enjoy lifting these weights. And once I thought about it like that, I really enjoyed my time by myself in there. And I looked at it as like my spa time, like my own time to build my own health. And ironically, this comes on the heels of Trump canceling the snacks on the food stamps. I'm seeing so many videos today of women just at the, first of all, I would not be showing that I'm on food stamps. And then number two, I would try to take it with a grain of salt, like, oh shit, no snacks. All right, okay, let me put some of this shit back. They on there like, what the hell going on? There's no snacks. What my kids gonna do? So I had seen so many of them today. And then I thought about the time that I have, and I'm blessed. I can go to the store. And that's one thing about me. I always say, I'm going to spend money, good money on the good food that I want to eat.
Right.
So I'm blessed. I'm happy. I know that's a lot, but I'm just happy, very happy right now. How
That's
you feeling,
awesome.
Miss Carla?
I'm feeling good. Well, I've done a lot today. I'll put it that way. I've done a lot today. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I created the banner for today, so I was really excited about that because it's totally a different look, totally a different feel. What do you
Yeah.
think about it? How'd you like it?
I love it. I love it. I love the standing up. I love when something is superimposed. It's I mean, it looked professional before. It
Right.
just looks like you developing your own style with it. So I
Mhm.
like it. Before it was, your traditional banner. Now it's got a little swag to it. So I
Mhm.
definitely like it. I'm enjoying to see them, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing you go into the Facebook pages and pulling out the pictures, and I love it. I'm
Oh,
excited.
good. How did Trav like it yesterday? I didn't get. I
He
showed it
liked
to
it.
him.
He
He didn't
loved it.
like
He
it.
was like, "Man, she got that thing looking like me and you was at the party together."
Yeah, I did. I was excited
Mm-hmm.
about it. I was really
Yeah,
excited about it.
yeah,
So I was doing that. Plus, I created jewelry today. I was doing jewelry. I had
yeah.
made like my earrings and stuff, and I had that kind of done. And then after that, I had a whole body work session, and he was running late. And I said, "Listen, I've got a podcast." He's like, "What?" I said, "So you're not going to get all that you normally did, but you'll get what you came for." I said, "You got to be timely and on time." But we
Mm-hmm.
made it work. And so yeah, it's just been a very busy day, but I think that's perfect for the topic.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, let's get on to it. Break it down for us.
Well, why don't you tell me what you think about this topic first? I want to hear your take. What do you think about painting him ugly? And what does that take to you? What does it feel like when you see people coming for you after you've been in a loving relationship and a woman that you've been involved with or exes take your kindness for weakness, or they change how you really are into a villain? What does that feel like to you? I just kind of want your take on that. What do you think?
I mean, it keeps a man on guard. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it keeps a man on guard. It definitely keeps a man a whore. You know what I'm saying? When I say a whore, I mean it keeps a man saying, look, you know what? I bet be better off being a bachelor and meeting women leisurely, or
Mm-hmm.
soliciting prostitution, which
Right.
the men don't talk about.
Yes.
Because it's like you always being to blame, even when it's something you're trying to do right. Uh, I made a video the other day. I said it's hard for men to talk to women because women personalize everything.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do we get blamed and vilified for trying to maintain structure, order, and discipline. That's something that we have to do as a man anyway. And so,
Ooh.
with kids and women, they always kicking and screaming against structure, order, and discipline.
Right.
So we already got that over our head. So
Yeah.
we kind of be wishy-washy on when we need to put our foot down.
Right.
So when we know when we put our foot down, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be something we're going to get blamed. But then it's just hard to have a regular conversation with a woman without her personalizing it. You know what I mean? I was joking with my wife the other night, but I was serious. I was telling her, I was saying, I was fixing my lunch. I love fixing my lunch. You know what I'm saying? I fix her lunch. I fix all the meals in the house. And I
Yeah.
was saying she had ordered me a lunch box off one of those lunch boxes off of Amazon. And she was
Okay.
like, "You're not going to take your lunchbox to work tonight?" I was like, "Nah, I'm going to just take this little plastic bag from the grocery store because normally I lose them."
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "But I do like the fact my brother comes to my job and his wife packs his lunch and he got a snack and a juice.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah.
never know what he got. I think that's so neat." And she was like, "Well, I could do yours like that if you want me to." And I was like, "But I don't want you to. I was just saying I thought that was neat that he, you know what I'm saying, got that." And so
Yeah.
she was like, "I'm just playing." But I used it as a teaching point to say, you
Right.
know, it's hard for us to just talk to our mate, because if we go to our mate and say, "Hey, I saw something interesting today. I saw somebody doing this. Do you want me to do that? Why are you saying it's like, so it's just it's hard. It's hard as a man, you kind of keep things in because you don't want to be
Painted ugly.
down. Yeah, because I mean, at your job, you walk around all day at your job trying to do right and trying not to be painted ugly. It's like it's a situation with me, and it's like the last thing I want to do is come home and be painted ugly because I'm trying to make sure my household is ran properly.
Right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that one of the worst problems with us females, until we start to really self-reflect, we are so self-absorbed and we get so caught up in what we think we need. I'm sorry, what we think we want, and never pay attention to our needs at all. So what you brought up and what you said, I think is powerful. You just mentioned how you want to keep order. You're wanting to set the boundaries. You're wanting to set the discipline, and you want to come home to peace. But the problem is, when you're putting order, structure, boundaries, and all of that, and accountability into that,
Mm-hmm.
normally, like you said, women come out kicking and screaming. So I want to talk about that today because I think a lot of women should read this book. Although it is written for men, Painted Him Ugly is a man book that I wrote for men. But one of my clients purchased the book and she bought it for herself to learn about how, well, was I painted? My ex is ugly. What was I doing? As an example. And so I was like, well, you know what? I never even thought about the fact that when I write the books kind of gender based or try to pull men into understanding certain things about women, I didn't realize that I also could be coaching the women on what are some of the things we tend to do that make men uncomfortable with being a man.
It's literally like giving a woman an opportunity to be a fly on the wall at the barbershop. So even vice versa, if you wrote a book for women and
Yes.
got the opportunity to read it,
Yes.
we all can relate to things that we have or have not done because it's a relationship, and humans are in general social creatures. So if one woman has said it to her man, another your woman probably has said it to you, and vice versa.
Yes. So I want to talk about something that I had posted up earlier. I had asked if ladies, if you ever looked at a man and you thought he's emotionally distant. Now, a lot of times we don't talk about this because we don't associate men's emotion to them being distant away from us. When you gentlemen tend to stop talking or stop guiding or stop trying to import certain things so that it protects the family or the family dynamic, a lot of times women take it personal. Well, I call it being easily offended.
Yeah.
And when a woman is easily offended, it 9 times out of 10 means she's not coachable. You can't coach a woman when she's easily offended to everything. And I have actually turned away potential clients to come to me and get sessions because I'm like, you take everything personal. Anything I tell you, you're going to take personal, and it's not going to help you or I to get anywhere. Until you're open to listen and hear and stop getting easily offended to everything, I can't coach you and I can't help you. Nor can you really help yourself.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I saw last year there were quite a few female life coaches that were retiring and speaking out. And I saw Iyanla Van Zant had a rant. She was like, you just can't coach Black women. She was like, I'm getting out of this thing. And I've had situations, and it's funny because sometimes I've had situations where women were doing one-on-ones with me and they got so offended early on. And I'm like, I don't know you, ma'am. And I've had to just say, look, this is your last session. There's nothing I can do to help you because you can't take not even criticism, reflective discourse. I'm not even criticizing you. I'm just responding to you saying, so you're saying that you cheated on your husband with his brother. Oh, you judging me? You judging me? I'm like, I'm just repeating to you what you said just so I can understand.
Right.
So, and it has been situations that women have called me to do one-on-ones, and I charge $111.11 because that's just my numbers.
Right.
And I'm like, and during the session, I realized this woman just want to look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I do my sessions in the Facebook Messenger, so I'm sitting right here just like this, and they're on the other end just like you are. And time I realized, like, this woman just want to look at me. This woman just paid for a session to sit here and talk to me because she admired me. She asked me questions about Chris and everything other than the issue at hand. So yeah, it's very hard because, like I said, sometimes as a man, and I see it happen with men a lot, and it was hard for me in my relationship. especially with kids, to provide that discipline and structure, because you could be doing something where you're supposed to do the hoochie coochie later that night, and now you got to be the father. I've been in so many occasions where I used to be like, oh hell, if we take my sons out to eat, I know I ain't getting no pussy that night. Joking, saying, because I know they're gonna be acting a fool. You know, they kids kicking the table, pop, 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 pop. And I'm the type of parent, hey, look, stop, man, stop kicking the table. You do it again, I'm taking all your food. I eat your food in front of you. I give your brother your food. And my wife be texting me, please let him have his food. I'm like, no, you have to realize you told him to stop.
Right.
He didn't.
Right.
So next time he did it, I said, didn't your mama tell you to stop? Take his food. You don't understand that I'm doing that so that he'll listen to you. He do everything I fucking say.
Right. But again, sometimes that's not easy.
Yeah, sometimes as men, I felt the urge to do it, but I said, nah, I'm not gonna be weak. A lot of men can't put structure down in their house because they're like, oh, if I come home and discipline my child, or say something about school or whatever, it's like my wife gonna get mad. Let me give you a quick story.
Okay.
This is where I don't want to say my psychic ability, but just my knowledge of sociology and psychology. Men that cheat on their wives a lot always have gay sons. People don't realize this. Now, this is something I was telling my homeboy. People think just because a man is in the house that your son won't be gay. I've seen several situations, and I look at it openly. I bet you some research on it. Men that are always cheating on their wives and their wives know always have gay sons. I told my friend this, and he cheated on his wife a lot, and he kind of messy, and she find out here and there. I said, your boy gonna grow up gay. He said, why you say that? You think you know everything, but why? I said, because she not gonna let you raise him. She not gonna let you be a man to him and discipline him. Why? What me cheating got to do with that? I said, because she's at home and she's bonding with this little boy. And this little boy is the thing that she feel like that loves her unconditionally. And when you come home talking about get out the bed with your mama, go in your own room, or trying to discipline him, her mind is going to say, I know you ain't been out here fucking around cheating, then want to come home and all you want to do is come home and get on him. Right?
Right.
He laughed it off. Son, gay as hell now, 18 years old. I told him this 18 years ago. About 3 years ago, he was like, man, you was right. He said, man, it got to the point where I couldn't say nothing to him. She would protect him. And he was like, I would be quiet because the last thing I would want her to bring up is when she caught me cheating.
Right.
So women will catch a man cheating and stay with him, but use it to control and manipulate his behavior for the rest of his life. Because the last thing he want to say is, baby, you ain't cook nothing. Go get that bitch to cook you something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All that combative stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying. Yes. And I think that it's imperative that we don't lose sight on the fact that when we are in a relationship, that a lot of times when we're in these relationships and there is a conversation or there is exposure to nonsense, you have to realize that your children are watching you. What you're doing outside of what you're saying is two totally different modes of teaching and parenting. What I tell you all the time is my son doesn't see men in and out of my bedroom. Why? So my son knows what a woman looks like, how a woman's supposed to behave. What is he supposed to expect from a woman that he's interested in? If I have different men in and out of my bedroom, that's inappropriate for my son to see. So for me, I don't think it's appropriate to do certain things around my son. I had the same standard with my daughter. So those are certain things that you have to be mindful of. But again, if someone came in and told me, hey, you need to do this, 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 and this differently, I'm open to hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to learn something in opposing views of what I think and see. This is really hard for most women. Like I say all the time, you want monogamy, but you don't want to learn nothing about polyamory. You don't learn nothing about I think it's what is it? Polyamory. There's also
Polygamy, polyandry, poly,
polyandry. That's the one I was thinking.
yeah.
Polyandry. You don't want to learn anything about that, but you want to believe in what you believe in, and that's fine. But the problem is, a lot of times we have paradigms we're stuck to like glue, and we're not paying attention to the fact that our mindsets have our set mind closed.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that, because I was talking to a sister. We was doing a one-on-one, and her boyfriend, well, fiance now,
Right.
kind of brought up the situation of polygamy to her, or possibly him or them being open, and she like, nah, 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 nah. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, why? And she was just like, well, the Bible, blah, blah. And I was like, but I thought you said when I did the one-on-one with y'all the last time that y'all was spiritual. You said that y'all weren't religious. So, and it's funny, I had to explain to her, I said, you know, when somebody say I'm spiritual and not religious, that's just a cop out, a slick way of saying some shit like that I still seeing, because you wouldn't even have any thought process about spirit and being spiritual unless you grew up in religion. So like you said, that mindset of, okay, I'm not Christian, I'm not religion, I'm not of no religion, but I believe in one marriage, one man, one woman. I'm like, well, you getting this, where are you getting this from? Because you see what I'm saying? So like you said, that mindset that we can be stuck in, sometimes we don't realize where that come from, or we think we free from these social constructs, but we really not.
Well, and in the book, Painted Him Ugly, I definitely approach this in a different way for men to understand that it's important and vital that he pays attention to the basis of a woman's war on you after you are over with is your reputation. You would be amazed at how many women will come out here after you're in a dire, love affair with her for years. You're taking care of your kid, you're looking out for her, you're going to and from work, you're coming home, and all of her assumptions of what you're not doing is killing your reputation in her heart and soul. So and I always say personally, this is just my take, if you divorce, it's ugly. If you dissolve the marriage and it's over, it comes from a different space. You learn how to be more respectful when you exit out of that love affair. Listen, we're done, we're over, but it's not about the things. Let's just close this off. I still care about you. I want to see the best for you. Can we just part ways? And, if you need me, I'm still here. We have kids. Let's be co-parents. Why is the volatility? Well, because it was never about the one-on-one or the real operation of what the relationship was on. It's more about, how can I get something from you now that you hurt my feelings, or, because they were married to you or in that confine because there was something they stood to gain for being with you. It wasn't about you per se.
Yeah, and they're losing what they gain. My grandfather used to say, a woman's got a photographic memory when it comes to what you did wrong, but she forget everything you did right. It's almost like you could take a woman on a trip to Spain and be in Spain and all over the world doing everything she ever wanted to do. And in the middle of the vacation, when she get mad, she'll say, you don't never do shit for me. You ain't think about me. And I'm like, bitch, we on your Spain dream vacation right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it is. They remember the bad and forget the good. They highlight the things that they don't like, and they just gloss over the things that they love, because they figure, shit, it's all about me anyway.
And it's leverage too.
Yeah.
Because they're wanting, a lot of times they're in competition with a good father. You're amazed at how many mothers that really didn't want to become mothers, but they had kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are in a relationship, marriage, or whatever, intentional, relationship with someone, and you have your children. Now they're seeing how much the children love you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem for someone jealous. It's a problem. So now they start to pour poison, little tiny bits of poison into the mind of the child. Well, your daddy, don't tell daddy, as soon as daddy comes home, he's going to say this, or pick everything up because you know your dad is coming home, and not gonna tell daddy that we went here and did this and did that. Those
Yeah,
are
like I let
little,
y'all get pizza. You know, your dad ain't gonna let you get no pizza. You know, little things to try to make
yes,
the kid like them better, and the kids still love the daddy. And it's funny because
yes,
the daddy gonna get on the floor and roll around. The daddy gonna pick you up and throw you up. When you said do it again, daddy gonna do it again and again and again. Mama ain't
right,
no fun. Mama
right,
ain't no fun. Mama ain't getting on the floor rolling around. And for the most part, when mamas are interacting with a kid, they're
right.
doing something like feeding, getting them dressed, blah blah blah. So it's a situation where the kid is like, damn, mama always telling me what to fucking do. That's all she do. Mama
Right.
don't go sit down and say, "Hey, let's play Uno." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That
Well,
is
and again, because the fathers normally are the ones that import or state the discipline, the boundaries, what you can and can't do, and they're not in alignment with the mom. A lot of times, the mom is taking the punishment like she's the child. So when you tell your child you can't do X, Y, and Z, the mom is feeling away. Like, well, that means we can't do this and he can't do that. And she actually regresses back into her childhood and remembers all the no's and you can'ts. And she starts to play them back in her mind. And then she becomes the little girl again in her spirit and starts to feel the grief as though it's you
wow,
telling her it's you. Yeah. So
wow,
that's what.
that's crazy. It's like telling your
Yeah.
kid, y'all can't ain't no ice cream today because you. But we and she think, but we do ice cream every Friday. That's our thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Right.
That's amazing. And man, like I said, it's just like my grandfather used to say, and I always say what my grandfather used to say. Everybody at my job or people, I was like, boy, yo, I need to meet your granddaddy. You know, like he dead, but
Right.
it's like a man won't be appreciated or missed or valued until he gone. It's like you look up one day and say, damn, the whole goddamn land and gone to shit. The trees and grew
Right.
up, the bushes then grew up, the animals walk around. It's like, what happened?
What happened? Yes.
Granddaddy gone.
Right.
Granddaddy gone. We ain't realize how much this motherfucker held shit down around here. You know what I'm
Man. Yes, and it's so important for women. I didn't realize it until the first purchase of the book was from a woman. I didn't realize, like, oh, I didn't realize that this really can't help women to self-reflect because
Yeah.
a lot of times we just paint them ugly, and the man has to reap the war inside and deal with it. And his reputation, I'm talking about, is being drug in the mud. Do you hear what I'm telling you? I'm talking about drug. Like, she can go as far as he's a pedophile. She can say he was a rapist. She can tell you that he was out here a dog cheater. He was doing everything but being a good father, but
Did you
being a good husband.
Did you see the episode of Iyanla Van Zant Fix My Life? I saw a snippet of it. It was a woman up there with her ex-husband, and it was
Mhm.
3 daughters. And he took a lie detector test, and it basically said he didn't molest his children. And then the lady was like, Iyanla was like, why did you lie and say he molested his own children? And this man was just crying snot. He was
My
like,
God.
he was just crying snot coming out his nose. He had 3 beautiful
Yes.
daughters a year apart. And he was just like, he missed his children and
Yeah,
the
it's
community looked at him bad. And then Iyanla asked him, why did she lie? And this bitch said, well, he didn't fight for them. She was like, what the fuck do you mean fight for them? You lied and say he molested his children and got him locked up and got his children moved from his life. What do
yeah.
you want him to do? Get out of jail? He got a restraining order. He's on the sex offender file. And
Oh
she's
my God.
there looking all crazy. And then Yana asking her, and her daughter was like, apologize to him. She like, well, I'm sorry. I just felt like you didn't fight enough for them. And her daughters were like, yo, apologize to this man the way you told us he molested us.
Yes.
And the little girls was like, I know I didn't remember this. I know I didn't remember this.
See, and I did not see that episode, but that definitely applies to what I'm saying. And this is why Painted and Ugly is so important. So men understand that women will go to an extreme to paint you ugly so you cannot have love going forward
Mm-hmm.
because she's so corrupt. See, that's a corrupt mind. Remember, we talk about this a lot. The corruption comes from unhealed wounds low self-esteem. There's a lot of things that women do because of their own unhealed emotional traumas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times these women were beat on
Yeah.
as kids. You know, when we were I was raised in the 70s, and there was no what you call child abuse phone
Yeah.
call, 800 numbers. That wasn't there. So a lot of us took beatings and whoopings that our children today could call, make one phone call, and we're gone. We're in jail
Yes.
without the bail.
It's almost like when you said painted him ugly, you look at the Chris Brown Rihanna situation. They went through all that. Their boy lost so much time in his career, and
Yes.
then they back going together for
Hmm.
years on and off. And it's like, oh, he beat you and he this, that, the other. Now you back with him. You know, it's almost like the state got tired of that shit. I remember when I was young, I used to see my aunts do stuff like that. Fight their boyfriend. The boyfriend hit them. They go downtown, take out a warrant on them,
Yes.
and then they back in the day you could go drop it. Like I don't want nothing to happen to him. And the state got tired of that shit happening. And the state was like, "Well, if you say this man hit you, we don't care if you drop it. We're gonna prosecute his ass." And you know, I've had that happen to me, and I've had people tell me, and I've even told them I had to tell my sons, like,
Right.
and let that girl think she broke up with you. It's
Yeah, you
almost
told
like
me. I remember you said that. Yes.
it's like you got to let her think she broke up with you. Let her think she
Yeah.
dumped you. Let her think she moved on. If
Yeah.
you don't do it like that, your character's gonna be besmirched regardless. Like,
Yeah.
man, just the situations that I've had with women since I've been kind of popular on social media. I only had 2 situations with women, but
Okay.
in both those situations, these were long-term situations. One woman around 6 years, one woman
Wow.
around 7 years. And
Okay.
both those situations was kind of like, oh, he was a bad guy. And people tune in and listen, but for the most part, people like, you all in this man house, you and this man wife, best friends, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody did nothing to you. But people will tune in. You know,
Yeah.
people will tune in just to hear the gossip.
Of course. Again, like I said, you know, you'd be amazed at how many people go the extreme just to taint or tarnish your blemish free image.
Yeah.
Because see, here's what's true. It reigns supreme is that you can be a flawless man, you can do everything right. But let the wrong woman find out, or let the wrong woman say the right thing about you in the wrong term, and she'll get all of the attention. You'll be a dog or disliked, and you don't even know what happened. This is why I'm telling men all the time, you got to be careful, because as soon as you end up getting involved with a woman, you have to make sure that you're clear of understanding, is this woman really mentally healthy? Because see, if we look at it, it's not to finger point, but it is to show women to look in the mirror and for men to look at the woman properly.
Mm-hmm.
A deep, unapologetic reflection on how we shape the narrative of who a man is based on how he responds to our wounds.
Yeah. He
That's
don't let
deep.
me get away with he don't let me get away with this, or he checked this. And I'm so quick to say, you know what I'm saying? Well, my dad yelled at my mom.
Right.
But I'm not yelling at you. I'm trying to have a discussion with you. But my parents argued. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So many ways to stop a conversation when things are not going in their favor.
It's vitally important that we get past our sensitivity about hearing the truth. The problem is, and remember, I tell you all the time, when I guide men and I talk to men about what's important in their relationships and what women they involve themselves in, that woman has to be able to do 2 major things, or do not let her have full access to your life. She must be a realist. She must be able to see it from a realistic point of view. If not, you're in a danger zone, because most women stay in fantasy. They lock in fantasy, and you're like, what is this? Remember, I told you there's many times that I have seen women stuck in a I don't know, a scenario 4 or 5 months ago, and they're still hung up on it. They're still angry. They're
Yeah.
still feeling emotional about it. It's like, where did you get this from? Well, because when you're not purposeful, you're so stuck on let me cast him in a poor light.
You know, sometimes I sit back and my album is called Crying and Cussing because either I'm gonna get sad or I'm gonna get real fucking angry.
Right.
I have sat back and watched the vitriol and hatred that women have put out toward me and each other. And sometimes I cry and sometimes I be wishing somebody to fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that women have said or did, I'd be like, bitch, you know, I need to beat your ass. You need your ass kicked. Like I put my sister on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I had one girl that was doing something, saying something about me. I said, I'm gonna put my little sister on your ass for real. And she stopped because she know my little sister didn't like her anyway.
Yeah.
But I was joking, like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just, how do you try to destroy someone? I look at the situation where you were talking about the motherly images of Holly Berry and whatnot.
Yes.
You know, the little girl that played the Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Her and her ex. You know, this boy makes $300,000 a month.
Wow.
He's in and out of court,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets to see his child 6 hours a week with supervised visits. How does she make that happen? And how do you say you loved or cared for someone and you literally making it so this boy who's a millionaire, no matter how much money he paying, whatever you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
it's got him to where he has a 6 hour a week visitation.
It's so disgusting.
How? That boy, I hate to say it. I said, man, that boy need to off that girl, man. Like, how does a man get around that?
You can't.
How does a man get around that? Get around that spirit? The Bible said, hell have no fury like a woman's scorn. Like, how do you as a man, you can't negotiate that?
No. But what you can do, and this is one of the reasons why I want people to really, really chime in. The book is $12.99, so I really want you guys to pick it up and take a look at it. It's an ebook, so it goes right to your email. What's so primal for men to get that is vitally important is that when a woman is already on edge, you're going to see little bouts of it before you exit out of the love affair. Pay attention to how she talks about you in the presence of you. A lot of times men don't pay attention. They just shrug it off like, oh, she's always talking mess about me. She shouldn't be. She's doing this in your presence. I have an actual client. He was telling me his wife he'll be in the other room. His wife will say such vicious things about him. This is a good guy, very good guy. She'll say some vicious stuff like, oh, my husband don't pay the bills around here. My husband don't this, my husband don't that. And I'm like, she's saying this within your earshot? He's like, yes. I'm like, really? So this is how she speaks about you in front of you? He's like, well, she doesn't know that I hear it, but I can hear it in the other room. And then she'll say stuff like, man, in that bedroom, it is burning up in there. It is so hot. He said, I don't say nothing. I'll go up there. I'll put new fans in there or whatever, air conditioning, and take care of it. Then it's cold. Then he's like, so she won't say anything about me fixing the situation. She'll just cover it up without mentioning anything to her friends about the cold being now too much. But he said, I was going to go in there and fix that because I knew it might have been needing turned down. But he said, no, I'm not going to fix it because at the end of the day, you're speaking on me in a bad light. But when I went up there and fixed it, you didn't say anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
I remember one day. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, he actually set up a cruise for him and he has 2 adult special needs children. They have the
I remember you telling me about him.
Right. So he had a cruise set up and she kept trying to provoke. So what she tends to do is she'll provoke an argument out of nowhere, just make up shit. And he said she acted like, well, I never want to speak to you again and blah, 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 blah. He said, I canceled it. I canceled the cruise because she didn't want to take it anyway because you did all that shit talking about me and what I'm not to your friends. And now you think I'm supposed to be like, oh, let me take you on. And he said he was trying to do it for his kid. He said, but after she went through all of this, I never want to speak to you again stuff. He said, I just let it go and walked away. He said, and then I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes, you do too much, but he knows what his life is. But the difficulty about that is she says it in front of him to where he can hear it.
Yeah. And sometimes, like I said, I feel a little vitriol toward the woman that does a man like that. But then sometimes I feel like, man, why the fuck you letting this woman do you like that? But a lot of times men be tied by the balls. They own a home together. They got kids together. And they know that if she doing me like this in the marriage, if we separate, it's going to be over. My ex, all it take is one time. Like, in our relationship, one time I remember being a teacher sending someone to her, and I happened to go by her salon, and the person was like, he's so funny. And I'm sitting right here. This is the first time this ever happened to me. Okay. And the person was like, haha, he's so funny. He's so funny. And the way she said, he ain't funny, he just silly. I was like, this bitch said I'm stupid. My shit was packed in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. She said, he ain't funny, he just silly. Like, this woman was saying how funny I am to her. Right. Telling her, your husband is so hilarious. And you say he's not funny? Right. He just silly? That mean this motherfucker ain't funny. He just walking around acting stupid all the goddamn time. That's how I took it. Right. Like, oh, like something really must be going on in your head for you not to take the compliment that somebody's giving you about your husband. He ain't funny. He just silly. I was like, okay. Right. We got home that night. I said, what's going on with you? That shit you said to your client, da 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 da. And I was like, it seemed like you're not happy, so you're trying to make me miserable. She was like, well, you hit the nail on the coffin. I was like, all right. Trash bags. Went straight to the kitchen. Trash bags, stuffing them up. Oh, I don't want us to be together. Now you say you ain't happy. Right. You ain't happy, so I'm gone. Right. Well, but that comes from a self-loving space. But see, most men will just shrug that off, what you heard, even though here's the deep part, because I know if you have been watching a lot of my posts that I'm posting recently, I keep bringing up about hurried energy. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by hurried energy is a lot of times in our souls, living souls, we have a tendency to have a hurried energy, to want to make some type of task or make some type of deadline, or we got to have this in our life, or we got to have that, or we're trying to compare what we think we should have. So I wanted to bring up what you did, which was powerful. So when you have hurried energy, a lot of times you'll rush into a relationship with someone, and when you're hurried, you deafen the warning signs in the spirit, kind of like Travis Hunter what we saw him go through. Yeah, exactly. So everybody kept telling him, Travis, this woman is not for you. Travis, she's not just using you. Travis, she doesn't love you. Travis. And he was deaf because he was in a hurry to just make everybody else wrong. Yeah, like that me and you against the world energy. Yes. Yeah, like, so that's a hurry. So it's spite of what everybody else say, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna go ahead and still marry her. Yes. Not knowing you're self-sabotaging. But outside of that, it's very true what you're saying. But what I love that you did in that moment is you didn't mess around. You didn't play around. You didn't just say, oh, well, what I'm thinking isn't right. Let me give her a second chance. Let me see if she says it to someone else. No, you took it for face value. Yeah, not only did you hear it, but not only did you hear it, Javon, you felt it vibrationally because we're spiritual beings. Mm-hmm. You know, you and I have a spiritual gift, right? And some people have it, some people don't. But you also felt, when you said what you heard is that she said you were dumb. What you say was dumb. Actually, your vibration told you that she's not a pro for you in the background. Yeah, she's an op. She's sick of me. Yes, and she's an op. She wasn't heroic for you. Yeah, that thing that she used to love, that bringing me around her friends, and he's so funny. He's so, hold on, you, all you used to do is laugh and cackle, and you know what I'm saying? And now I ain't funny. I'm just silly. Like I'm walking around fucking Bojangling. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Yes.
But yeah, man, so many men be trapped in these situations.
Yes.
And then if they go out and cheat, they still gonna be the villain. It's like no matter what the man do, he's the villain. If he don't cheat and she leave him because she's bored, people gonna say, well, why did you leave? Even if she don't say he cheated, he couldn't take care of me. He got bored, or he wasn't growing, or I outgrew him. So many things other than I've never heard a woman say, you know, I made a mistake.
Right.
I've never heard that. I've never heard a woman ever say, I made a mistake. And I'm not bashing women. I'm just talking about the subject tonight as a man.
Right.
You're always going to be portrayed a certain way. Like they always say, a woman, if she don't want her kid, she can abort it or drop it off at the fire station. If a man don't want a kid and he disappear, he'll deadbeat dad, punitive damages, child support, go to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If a woman can't come through, baby, I tried my best. If a man can't come through, he ain't shit. So we don't get any grace.
No.
So a lot of times men, instead of want to be criticized, they just don't deal with women. I know jokingly, but seriously, I used to tell my wife, I'd be like, you looking for me to mess up. I said, I think it's a natural thing when a woman is in submission to a man and she's always feel like that she's wrong, because I don't address her unless it's something wrong. And that's what I used to tell Chris. And I tell Chris, I say, Chris, if a man is not addressing you, everything is okay. I'm addressing you when something is wrong. So it seemed like every time I come to you, it's something wrong. Yes, that's exactly how it is.
Right.
Don't speak unless something is wrong. Now, I guess that has something to do with men, and men, we have to get better and coaching. Like, say, for example, as a man, we're really modeling a relationship after the way we've been coached by men. So say, for example, the discipline, the structure, that's first. The fun and shit is second. So as a athlete, if I scored a shot, my coach never said good shot.
Right.
Tackle.
Right.
It's when you fuck up, he speak on it.
Right.
So as a man, we're not used to getting a pat on the back when we do right. No. If you ain't cussed me out and put me on that film and show where I'm fucking up at, I know I'm doing right. Right. There's been times I have had fucking 3 sacks and caused 2 fumbles and or made the shot to win the game. Right. But when we're in the film room, you showing my fucking mistakes. I'm like, you do know I made the game winning shot, right, coach? Look at where you're out of place right here. Look at where you fucking up right here. So men don't necessarily pat on the back and stroke heads like we should. And that's something that I had to get better with over time. Right. Stroking heads and patting back so it can be like, I am coming to you, telling you you're doing well, stroking your ego, patting your back, other than looking like, I'm always, whenever I got something to talk about, is you wrong. That's how I used to have to do my students. I would call their mom and have a student that be fucking up all the time. He could do the one thing. Hey, he bought a pencil today. Man, I was so proud of him. Just so that I know I'm gonna have to call your ass later on the week and tell you how he fucking up. So I don't want you to take the attitude of every time Mr. Clark called us because my son fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes. And that's why I think painting him ugly is important, because I think a lot of times we don't realize how much we really don't pay attention to learning how to restructure the way we paint our lovers as we leave. Because if we pay attention, it's mental problems in our soul that we're not paying attention to. The number one problem is we have esteem issues. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we're jealous of that man. And I can speak to that because I've seen many mothers that are jealous of their kids loving their fathers, and they feel like they're getting more favor or whatever. Or they get issues with if he is involved with other women, or he has other fans, and he doesn't even have to be sleeping with them, he could just be admired by other women, then you're all in your feelings about, well, she's over there talking to you for 20 minutes and I was waiting on you, and why didn't you come over here? It's a lot of bickering and complaining because the esteem is low. I'm going to say this again, ladies, so you can hear me. Your esteem is low if you're painting your lover ugly. I'm not even caring if it's before or after the relationship, even during the relationship. What are you saying and casting to the universe about the man you chose to be with? Let's keep it a buck real quick, because you know I'm raw. If you can't handle raw, you want to go ahead and click off, and we'll see you next week. But if you really want to hear the truth, I'm going to be honest with you. Painting him ugly is not just about him. It's about you not really focusing on the fact that you have esteem issues. You can't stand for him to be in his greatest light. You can't stand for him to be in his higher self. So what you tend to do is you try to downplay him. And that is not a healthy way to be. If you want a lover to be in his excellence, you want a lover to be able to provide and buy and do this and do that and go here and go there, how is he going to do that when all you ever do is paint him ugly? And then you wonder why nobody comes around when he does his workshops. All the women flee. They don't want to come over here. Every time someone wants to have an appointment with him, I'm answering the phone asking, well, how do you know him? Who are you? That is not okay. And then you wonder why your man can't elevate on the planet and be in his greatness. Because you, my love, have esteem issues. Just being honest.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that hurt the most, when somebody have esteem issues and they project them on you. Because when my ex had she had got pregnant twice and lost 2 babies, and she gained weight in each one of them, and we had a hard time getting it off. Okay. And it seemed like that's when she began to dislike me, because this was back in the day. I'm fit, doing P90X, insanity, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and it's like she looking at me like, why you always working out? What you got, some bitch? And I used to be like, what? You know what I'm saying? And I'm a younger man at the time, so instead of I didn't know how to navigate that, so I go get the bitch something to eat. Like, seem like she only happy when I'm cooking or getting her something to eat. So that would be the thing. Like, I would call her at work. I'm off, going to the grocery store. What you want to eat tonight? Oh, I want to eat this. And if she picks something good, I'm cooking that shit, and she come home and she happy for a little while. So I can understand being a young man. We didn't have no kids. We had a house together, so we had to handle that business and owe some taxes together. But I can understand, being a younger man. I got married like 23, so I can remember feeling like, yo, let me just get her something to eat, that good shit she like, and she'll be nice today. Right. I remember feeling that way. Right. And then it would be like, you always trying to feed me, making me fat. And I'm like, God damn, what do you want? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? It's a situation where quick example. When I do one-on-ones with women, I got this thing called a board of life. My Barry's and Bubba, I got a board. So it's a top board. It's a top, the things go on good, and the bottom things are bad. And I've had so many women do this every time. This is the number one thing they do. Name something, 5 things bad about your husband. Whew, that's easy. Name 5 things good about your husband. That's hard. But one of the number one things that women always say that's good about their husband is he's a financial provider. And then later on in the conversation, so I'll say financial provision. Let's put that up top. That's a good thing. Later on in the conversation, 100% of the time, without a doubt, they say, he be controlling me with money. And I'm like, so do you want me to take the financial stability off the good and make it bad? And they be like, put it on the bad end. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you say you love the fact that he's a financial provider, but say he controlling me with money? It's when you don't get your way. You say, or you want to spend $1,000 on some bullshit. He controlled me with money. I'm like, do you like the fact that he make a lot of money, or is it bad? Which one?
Right.
It's like women literally want it both ways.
Well, and the problem is, Javon, most people don't realize that esteem issues come from lack of being purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to face the truth that a lot of our, get this now, I'm giving a plug tonight. If we spend a lot of time without having anything involving our using our mind or using our purpose or understanding anything about self, a lot of times we spend time trying to get into what's going on with him. So now we're nosing in his phone. Where is he going? What's the schedule? Why is he talking to her? Who's this? Who's that? We go into the suspicious space.
Why are you getting your hair cut every week? That's you. When I met you, you used to love the fact that I got my hair cut every week. You know,
right?
Girl, he's handsome. He get his hair cut every week.
Right. So why is that? Because you're out of purpose and you're constantly getting caught up in what he's doing, and you're no longer focusing on why I'm out here on the planet. I think what I need to do is pay attention to the fact that maybe I am not really doing what I need to be doing. When you're so involved in what someone else is doing that is not your business. Mind you, our absence from each other, even when you're at work. When you're at work or you're doing something that you need to get done, or you're out with your friends, or you're at the barbershop, whatever, I should be having something fulfilling I'm doing and not worrying about what are you talking about at the barbershop and sitting you down and what's asking you all these questions. That means I'm not allowing you to be your individual self. And then that's also helping me to create my ugly picture and painting in my mind first. Because I haven't painted it on the canvas yet. It's painted in here first.
It's funny that you always say purpose. I'm starting to realize this happiness that we're looking for is connected to purpose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, my husband is gone for 2 weeks on the road, but I got purpose. So I ain't sitting around missing him, hurting and wondering what the fuck he doing or needing to FaceTime every day. I'm building a thrift shop or something. I'm working on this. Girl, I'm writing this book. When I wake up, girl, I can't wait to get to my book. I'm typing a page a day. Girl, I'm going to the gym once a day. And it don't have to, when I say purpose, your purpose is broken down into microcosms. It's like, it's not like you're walking around thinking every day is this big thing. It's like these small things go toward my purpose. And I'm happy. And like I said, that happiness, it comes from knowing that you on a path to something that's about you instead of waiting for somebody else to turn you on or turn you up, or you know what I'm saying? We hear people say it all the time. I don't need no party. I can sit around and drink and turn up at my house by myself.
Yes.
So what about life? Be the same way. Turn up in life by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can have a partner, but turn up in life by yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And in closing, because it is now 9:59, I don't want us to run over too late. I do want to just say that it's very important that we pay attention to the fact that if we have self-esteem issues, if our esteem is low, it's because we are not in touch with purpose. Let me explain something. As long as you stay purposeless on the planet, what will continue to happen is you will continue to be in your man's business or in your kid's business, or you're going to make your grand your life, your kids your life, and you won't have a life.
Looking at that damn TV or looking at that damn phone.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because before, like, since you said that, before we get out of here, I know for a fact we have such access, and you're competing for your woman's attention through the phone, the internet, what she doing. Back in the day, it used to be like, well, you know, Miss Sheila up the street, her husband bought her a new shawl, and that's all you know. But now it's like, damn, everybody got something. Ain't nobody showing the eviction notice. Everybody's showing the scallop dinner, the big thing. And it's like, you competing with so many men out here.
Yes.
I want to do an experiment and ask women if all men's like button and comment button stop working, would y'all still do the same thing and behave the same way on social media? If men couldn't comment or like, would you keep posting your pussy? if the only thing you could see was women say, I'm sick of you posting your pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a beautiful thing, but I got to get out of here, Miss Carla.
I
appreciate you. Is there anything you want to plug before you get out here? I see you got the Get Painted Him Ugly. I see you got your phone number up there for the Living Soul readings. Y'all check these Living Soul readings out. Give Miss Carla a call at 1-844-5-WISDOM extension 0 for a Living Soul reading. I 100% endorse it. Her books, wonderful. Life coaching, just a great person to be around.
Just to let you know, I want to let you know too, Kirby did actually book. So I have a actual Living Soul reading because of the show. So yeah, I wanted to let you know we did nail one. So we're good.
Well, good night, everybody. Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. We will see y'all Monday with me and my wife. Marriage Mondays. We see you on Tuesdays, me and Trav, Tough Talk Tuesdays. And this is my co-host, Carla Nicole Willis. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, Ranting and Raving Conversations. Y'all be good.
Good night.
Peace.